All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Atlanta Falcons, and I want to let you guys in on a little secret right now. It's not really as much of a secret as it was a couple of months ago, but the secret is that the Falcons are actually a really solid football team. Not only are they a solid football team right now, but their future is looking actually very intriguing. But for how it stands right now, listen, here's the deal. Atlanta last season was actually super solid. They finished 7-10, but they had an above average statistical offense, and they started Marcus Mariota for pretty much the entire season. Desmond Ridder comes on in, plays the last 4 games. He does all right. He only throws for 177 yards per game, but he throws for 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. We did see a little bit of Desmond Ridder in preseason, but I like how low-key they are keeping it. And I do want to say real quick, I think Arthur Smith is an absolute genius. I think the dude is an offensive wizard. And if there is any worry, or if anybody has any concern with like what actually Desmond Ridder is or could be, well, having Arthur Smith as your head coach, it's a huge difference maker. Like, I'm talking this upcoming season, like a Brian Dable, Daniel Jones type of situation. But I actually think Desmond Ridder is a fully capable quarterback. Even if he isn't, well, they have Taylor Heineke coming on over through free agency just in case. But when we take a look at this team, they spent a lot of money this past offseason defensively. And we'll talk about the defense in just a second. But offensively, I mean, we know their first round draft pick, Bijan Robinson. This is a guy who I've said on this channel time and time again, he's a Hall of Famer in my eyes. I don't want to jump the gun, and that's as jumping of the gun as you could possibly get. But Bijan Robinson is an insane talent. This is literally an insane talent, and it's got Falcons fans licking their chops because it's not just Bijan Robinson. You also have Tyler Algier, who had one of the sneakiest rookie seasons in the entire National Football League last year, and you still have jack of trades, jack of all trades, X Factor, secret weapon, back pocket, big-time playmaker in Cordell Patterson. But guys, before we get any further into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. I do post daily NFL videos. I do post a bunch of Falcons content, so if we could try and get this video to 500 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So you have just an actually loaded running back room. I mean, it is completely loaded, and it was really good last season. Like, the Falcons finished third in total rushing yards. They had over 2,700 rushing yards last season. And they just added Bijan Robinson, the best running back in the draft class by far. Not even close, in my opinion. Jahmyr Gibbs is really good, but I think Bijan Robinson literally is going to be a Hall of Famer. Once again, we won't jump the gun here, but you get what I'm saying. They've got playmakers at that running back position, and who is a quarterback's best friend? It's the running back, baby, and they got 3 of them. So then we get a little bit deeper to more playmakers. Well, Drake London, he also had an extremely sneaky rookie season. Drake London is going to establish himself. I mean, he is wide receiver 1, but he's going to establish himself this upcoming season as like, hey, yeah, remember, I was drafted with the 8th overall pick 1 year ago. I had 866 yards in my rookie season. Drake London, I'm talking over 1,200 receiving yards this upcoming season, regardless of who's quarterback, regardless of how the quarterback's looking. Drake London is a talent. He is a serious playmaker, and you're going to see it this upcoming season. And then I do just want to say, Matt Collins, Kyle Pitts, Scott Miller, these are really good. I mean, obviously Kyle Pitts is entering, a pretty big year for him, because this is a guy who, when he came to the league out of Florida, had an insane rookie season. 68 catches, over 1,000 yards, averaged over 15 yards per catch as a tight end in his rookie season, played every single game. Then this past year dealt with some injuries, so we didn't see too much of him. We didn't hear too much of him. The Falcons offense wasn't, specifically in the passing game, they were second to dead last in total passing yards. So, you weren't really hearing too much about the Falcons offense outside of like Tyler Algier, honestly. But Kyle Pitts, he did end up missing 7 games. He's entering year 3. Kyle Pitts was establishing himself as one of the league's best tight ends as a freaking rookie. He's going to reestablish himself as a top 5 tight end in the National Football League this upcoming season, with Desmond Ridder at the helm at quarterback. But then we look at Matt Collins. He's coming off a career year with Las Vegas. I covered the Raiders last season, and Matt Collins, outside of Devontae Adams, was the second most reliable wide receiver for that Raiders team this past year. He stays healthy. He finds ways to get open. He's good on his feet, quick on his feet, just a high IQ football player. These are guys you want, right? And they've got a good offensive line. So offensively, yes, it all comes down to Desmond London, Kyle Pitts is my other weapons, Matt Collins, Scotty Miller coming on in. But even if it hits the fan and Ritter is like really struggling out of the gate, that's why you picked up Taylor Heineke. What does Taylor Heineke do? He wins. Taylor Heineke is a freaking winner. And if he's my backup quarterback, I just think it's really good insurance, or is insurance even the best word? It's just something great to have in my back pocket because you never know. Guys get injured, whatever, right? So offensively, this is a team that was a top 3 rushing attack, second to dead last passing yards. Well, that's going to change this upcoming season. And all things considered, like even with all the change at quarterback with Marcus Mariota, trying to be, kind of the NFC's Geno Smith, or Geno Smith in the NFC, trying to be the Falcons' Geno Smith, that didn't end up working out, but the Falcons still finished with the 15th ranked offense in the National Football League. So there's pop, there's zip on this team. There's a bunch of playmakers, and yeah, it'll come down to Ritter. But let's talk about that defense because they spent money, baby. They went out, they got guys like Jesse Bates III, David Onyemata. So Atlanta last season ranked 24th with just 10 interceptions last season, right? That's where Jesse Bates III comes in. He has 14 career interceptions, 43 pass breakups. Also, he had 4 interceptions last year, which would have actually led the Falcons by 2. He also swatted away 8 passes, which would have ranked second on this Falcons team. Then we get to David Onyemata. He has 23 career sacks. He had 5 this past season. Grady Jarrett, also just a Falcons legend. He's going to get you some sacks. Calais Campbell, 15-year vet. He has 99 career sacks. This is your defensive line. There are a bunch of guys who can get to that quarterback. Then they also picked up Bud Dupree. He has 46 and a half career sacks. Caden Ellis also comes on over. You also made a trade for Jeff Okudah. This Falcons defense, they spent money, but they had talent existing. Richie Grant Richie Grant's already one of the most intriguing young safeties in the National Football League. He's coming off a season, 123 tackles, 2 interceptions, 7 pass deflections. Richie Grant is a sleeper rising star safety that Falcons fans know, but the NFL is about to be well aware of who he is, who Richie Grant is this upcoming season. I also really like guys like AJ Terrell. I think that secondary, especially with the addition of Jesse Bates III. I also think Jeff Okudah, former 3rd pick in the draft, he's still extremely young. I think he just needed a change of scenery. You got rookie Zach Harrison coming on over from OSU. He's going to be some quality depth as a rookie even. There's a lot of intrigue with the Falcons, and all I hear about with this division is the Saints, Derek Carr, Saints. Like I said, I covered the Raiders last season. Derek Carr's a fine quarterback, but people are severely sleeping on this Atlanta Falcons squad. This, to me, is a playoff win squad. They're a playoff team, and I think they could win a playoff game. But nonetheless, their future looks really, really bright, and it's going to start this season. So let me know what you guys are thinking about the Atlanta Falcons. I want to hear from you guys, Falcons fans, NFL fans. Give me a confidence scale on this team, 10 being very confident, 1 being uh-oh. Let me know down below. For me, personally, I'm going to go with like a 8 at least. So thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys.